Welcome to Mainland, your local regional television station, coming to you from the Nelson and Tasman region. In this week's news roundup, residents advised to prepare for storm, council resolves to keep Trafalgar Centre closed, cyanobacteria warning, locals' views on official cash rate rise, human skull discovered at Nelson Estuary, and eerie mystery in Marlborough Sounds. Nelson Tasman Emergency Management is advising people to prepare for the likelihood of severe weather this weekend. As at 10 a.m. on Friday, a severe weather warning had been enforced for the Nelson and Marlborough regions as the path of Cyclone Lucy had become clearer, with warnings also in place for Northland, Coromandel, Bay of Plenty, Auckland and Waikato. However, according to the Met Service, the Upper South Island, Marlborough and Nelson look set to receive the most intense rainfall, with up to 170 millimetres accumulating in the Nelson Ranges from Saturday afternoon until noon on Sunday. Easterly gales will accompany this rain. The Met Service advises that for the ranges west of Motueka, in the 21 hours from 3 p.m. Saturday to noon on Sunday, expect 120 to 170 millimetres of rain to accumulate. Peak intensities of 20 to 30 millimetres Saturday night. Please note that further rain is expected from the northwest after this period, and the warning is likely to be extended. Emergency management staff will continue to monitor the situation. As a precaution, staff at the Regional Emergency Operations Centre are being placed on standby for the weekend. Liaison with emergency services and civil defence volunteers is underway. In the meantime, residents should be vigilant when travelling and taking basic precautions at home. This should include having an emergency kit, ensuring drains and gutters run freely, plus securing outdoor furniture and fittings. People should also have backup plans in case there are power outages. If heavy rain does fall and flooding follows, council staff and contractors will be activated to deal with any issues that arise. In any emergency, the first priority is to protect human life, then essential infrastructure, and then private properties. As a general rule, residents are asked to be self-sufficient by looking after themselves and their properties, including sandbagging if needed. Nelson City Council has resolved that the Trafalgar Centre would remain closed to public use as Council grapples with an estimated $27 million of earthquake strengthening. It has also asked the project team working on the centre to consider potential engineering solutions and related costs that would ensure the Trafalgar Centre can be adequately strengthened to a level that addresses Council's obligations around safety. Council has released all relevant documents for the public on its website. Mayor Rachel Rees says the event centre would remain shut as parts of the building are not robust enough to withstand a seismic event, and would put the large numbers of people who use the building at risk. She says, on advice from engineers, the building would need to be strengthened up to 67% of the new building standards to ensure public safety. She says when they reopen the Trafalgar Centre, they must be able to say to the public, this building is safe.
After hearing the advice and evidence, we have resolved that the Trafalgar Centre would remain closed to public use. We've asked the project team working on the Trafalgar Centre, which includes officers and consultants, to consider potential engineering solutions and related costs that would ensure the Trafalgar Centre can be adequately strengthened to a level that addresses Council's obligations under public safety, and to provide as much documentation as we can to the public so everyone is fully understands the issues at hand. And we'll also be providing them on our website so the community can have access to as much information as we can make public around this decision. I'm grateful most have been able and willing to keep their events in Nelson, many at Saxton Stadium, but I acknowledge that accommodating many activities in one space is having an effect on sports participation. The financial enormity of remedying our publicly owned earthquake-prone buildings is starting to be realised. The costs associated with remediating the Trafalgar Centre are an exceptional case. The Trafalgar Centre is an earthquake-prone building as defined by the Building Act. It requires the landowner to strengthen to a minimum of 34% of the National Building Standard. In discussion with officers, we considered this option as a first solution. In addressing remediation options for the Trafalgar Centre, we need to address both structural strength and ground conditions. During investigations for the upgrade of the Trafalgar Centre Northern Extension, this site was identified as one that is at risk of liquefaction. Further advice from engineering officers and a variety of consultants on the specific issues the Trafalgar Centre is facing has recommended the Trafalgar Centre be strengthened to a minimum of 67% of the National Building Standard to adequately address public safety.
People are urged to avoid allowing their children to play in or their dogs to swim in the Avon Terrace section of the Maitai River between Bridge Street and Nile Street due to increased levels of cyanobacteria, also known as blue-green algae. This is the only area of the Maitai River that has exceeded safe levels of cyanobacteria, and bathing holes upstream are not currently affected. This naturally occurring algae is present in rivers during this time of the year, but can bloom to dangerous levels if the conditions are right with warm temperatures and low river flows. Cyanobacteria produces the neurotoxin anatoxin, which is potentially lethal to dogs, stock and humans when ingested in large amounts. Dogs that are known to eat the algae are most at risk. Dog owners are advised to keep their dogs on a lead in this section of the Maitai River and to use the permitted area at Tuhunanui Beach to swim their pets. The Reserve Bank is lifting its official cash rate from 2.5% to 2.7%, with more rises over the next 2 years. Economists say if the official cash rate rises 1 percentage point by the end of the year, for each $100,000 borrowed, it will add another $20 a week for households. BNZ Chief Economist Tony Alexander has recommended prospective home buyers fix their home loans rather than risk borrowing on a floating rate. Meanwhile, CTU economist Bill Rosenberg says the Reserve Bank has not given a convincing case that general inflation is a big enough risk to raise interest rates. He says in fact it seems to be pushing against higher wages, and he says it's also forecasting unemployment won't fall below 5%. Bill Rosenberg says it appears that continuing wage stagnation and permanently high unemployment are the price we pay for these policies. Rosenberg, commenting on the media conference after the Reserve Bank announced its interest rate rise, noted that when pushed to describe what the inflationary pressures were, the Reserve Bank could only name construction costs and government charges, but said that general demand pressures would lead to general price rises and growing wages. Chrissy Small asked members of the public how they thought the lift in official interest rates might affect them.
Interest rates are going up today. Is that going to have an effect on either of you?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Probably.
Actually, yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, down the track somehow.
Yeah,
At some
down the
point.
track, yeah, when it comes to like buying a house and stuff,
Yeah,
it's
actually.
going to.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that'll just pee me off quite a bit.
Yep.
Interest rates are going up today. Is that going to have an effect on you?
Not personally, it's not, no. But yeah, it's an issue for everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, because we don't own a house. We're busy renting.
Right. Any aspirations to buy a house?
Not really, no.
So interest rates are going up today. Is that going to have an effect on you?
No,
No.
we're locked in,
Right.
and we're getting out of the mortgage in a few years, so we'll be fine.
Yeah.
But good luck to everyone else. It's should be interesting times.
Yeah. Do you think the government should try and find another way of making our dollar drop other than putting interest rates up?
I think everyone wants interest rates to be low. They want them to be not moving, if you like. But in reality, you know, you're not ever going to have that. In the perfect world, they'd be the same, you know, for the time that you have that mortgage. But you know, economies are economies and banks are banks. We can't control those so much personally, but as maybe a world entity, who knows, you know.
No, it won't. It probably will further down the track when I do want to look at getting a house, but I don't know what the interest rates are in the Nelson region at the moment, so that's probably something further down. If it's too pricey, I'll re-look at situations on the poor people in Nelson compared to the rich people. They should be paying half and half, or should be a balance somewhere in the middle on interest rates.
Is that going to have an effect on you?
No, it's not. No, I don't own a home or anything like that where interest rates don't affect me and stuff. Although I do feel for people that are stuck in that, especially the new home buyers and stuff like that. It's going to affect them and their livelihoods and everything like that. But yeah, I'm not too sure exactly how interest rates do really work compared to the way I am and stuff.
Yes.
Yes?
It means I'm going to have to pay more money on my mortgages.
Do you think government could be doing a bit more to help the monies?
No, I'm emphatic on that. You've got an act in New Zealand called the Reserve Bank Act, and that controls the interest rate, not the government.
Okay, but our dollar's going up. And
it's going to go up higher.
Yeah. So you don't think the governments can do
theoretically,
anything?
New Zealand's better off. So if you I'm going to say, which part of the cake do you want to eat? So I happen to be involved in agriculture, and we've gone through this all our life. So what's new? And I think the New Zealand's had a very the world has. Now we're facing reality. So.
LVR caps are starting to take effect, with quotable values saying nationwide there's a slowing down of property value increases. Values in the Nelson Tasman region rose 3% in both regions in January compared with the same month last year. The average current value for Nelson is $402,000 and in Tasman it's $411,000. The discovery of a human skull on the shoreline near the Nelson Airport estuary has locals mystified. Nelson man Nate McHugh found the skull on Sunday. Police are working with Doc and the coroner's office to analyse the skull, which is thought to be between 50 and 150 years old, and that of a man aged around 30. Police say the majority of people were well behaved at this year's Wild Foods Festival on the West Coast, and no arrests were made at last Saturday's event in Cas Square in Hokitika. However, Senior Sergeant Phil Barker says over the course of the weekend, 21 arrests were made around Hokitika Township for disorderly behaviour and other alcohol-related issues. Police also issued 47 infringement notices for breaches of the liquor ban. Police also stopped around 4,500 cars coming and going from the region. All drivers were breath tested and only 3 were found to be over the alcohol limit. 2 of the drivers who failed the breath alcohol test were picked up the morning after the event. The TPPA People's Resolution Group has now added another council to the list after the Tasman District Council conditionally agreed to support the ongoing TPPA negotiations late last week. The conditional resolution came after a previous resolution and public representations to the council last year. The decision follows a similar path to one taken by Nelson Council. Chrissy Small spoke to Nelson man and NCC candidate Graham O'Brien, who has been a member of the group, out creating a public awareness about the TPPA and has been active in taking this resolution process to Tasman District Council for consideration.
Graham O'Brien, you're a big mover and shaker in the TPPA educational movement. You've been through the Nelson process with Nelson City Council to get a resolution passed, and you've also assisted in getting a resolution passed with Tasman District Council.
Yep.
That was passed last week. That must be a great feeling.
Yeah, we're very excited and a little surprised, but we're excited all the same to finally get another council on board with a full resolution. So yeah, we're really happy. There was just a little bit of concern amongst the councillors over the last amendment. So they decided to change. There was a motion put forward, and they changed it a little bit, a minor a minor change that we can live with, even though we're not really happy about it. I still really question how the people can put something to council and they can change it without any comeback to the people themselves, whether that's okay. We all spoke that they please just leave it as it was. But as it was, they changed it a little bit. The last resolution is they changed it to just a select committee with adequate time for public consultation. The councillors seem to think that the public couldn't have consultation on the process, and that they wouldn't be given regular releases of a text draft. They said that was basically undoable, and they couldn't really vote for it.
So what was the resolution originally?
Originally, it was negotiated with real public consultation, including regular public releases of drafts of the text of the agreement, and ratification being conditional on a full social, environmental and economic impact assessment, including public submissions.
Right.
So they said that we wouldn't get draft releases of the text agreement, but I mean, in the democracy, basically we can really have whatever we vote for. So I can't see why they would say it's impossible, because nothing is impossible. It's a democracy. They changed it to a select committee with adequate time for public consultation, which I was not happy with at the time. But Judy and Edgar passed a 13th amendment that moved that it be ratification being conditional on the full social, environmental and economic impact assessment. So we basically lost the draft text release of the agreement, regular releases, but we retain the integrity of that amendment.
So Judy and Edgar was a supporter of this?
Yes, and she was very fast on her feet to get that last piece, and we thank her very much that it still retains that much. But you know, it was a little bit disappointing that democratically elected councillors were saying, well, that can't happen. It's impossible. I mean, we can't say impossible until people have voted on it.
Okay.
Police say information that has come to light about a possible sighting of the missing launch Erie and its skipper, William Carey Blair, has been eliminated from the investigation. Sergeant Bill Talbot says police had established that the sighting on Monday was not the missing boat. Police are no closer to establishing what Mr. Blair's intended destination was when he left Erie Bay in the Marlborough Sounds last Saturday afternoon. Weather and sea conditions since then have been good, and Mr. Blair is considered a capable seaman. The boat is equipped with a marine radio and a locator beacon, neither of which has been used. Dogs in the Nelson Tasman region are in for a special Dogs Day Out. Chrissy Small caught up with a local SPCA about the event.
Well, I think SPCA is a great organisation, and Dogs Day Out is a great event for the community, and we make a dog supplement called K9, so we're able to sponsor prizes for this event, and so that's...
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Are you going to be there with your dog?
Yeah, I'll be there I've got 2 dogs, so I'll be bringing them along and socialising them with the rest of the dogs there, and it'll be a fun event.
Summer, tell me a bit about this event. When is it? Where is it? What can people bring other than a dog, of course? If they don't have a dog, can they hire one?
Well, we don't have dogs for hire, but they're most welcome to come and be spectators for the day. The day is on Sunday, March 23rd at Isle Park, really in front of Isle House there. And it starts at 10, goes till 2. Registrations kick off at 9:45, and it's $10 to register each dog, and that includes the dog walk and the fun dog show, which is open to everybody. Lots of categories to enter, so no shortage there, and some other fun activities throughout the day as well.
Great, and of course there are prizes for what? How do you judge the dogs?
The dogs, well, we've got each year we get some willing volunteers to help us judge. It's all for fun, so it's nothing too serious, but first, second and third prizes, and then all first prize winners get to be in for Best in Show, which gets a big prize, and OTB Healthy give us the Canine Plus year's supply, which is great. It's good for joint mobility, and so they sponsor the Golden Oldie category, which is 9+ dogs. So yeah, that's a really cool prize for those guys.
Oh, fantastic! I could take some of that myself.
Yeah, we all could. Yeah, it's good for you.
Just disguise it with some sugar and it'll be fine.
Sneak it in the coffee.
Great. Okay. Well, it sounds like a fabulous event. Nelson and Tasman people should get in behind it. Isle Park, great venue for people and dogs. So
yeah, absolutely. It's a nice setting. We're really hoping for good weather. If it's bad weather and it's really bucketing down, the wet weather day is Sunday, March 30th.
Okay.
So there is a wet weather backup plan.
Okay. So it's from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Isle Park on March 23rd.
On March 23rd.
And that's a Sunday. So that gives people lots of time to get organised and go for it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is Speck and this is Libby, and they're both dogs that are looking for homes at the moment here at the SPCA.
Of course, SPCA is always busy, but how busy are you at the moment with animals?
We're quite busy at the moment, actually. Dog-wise, we've got about 7 puppies and probably 3 adult dogs that are available for adoption at the moment, and cats we've got quite a few. It's still that second round of kitten season, so still kittens coming out, 8 weeks, and then we start to get them kind of growing into teenagers as they stay here. It's a little less of a drive for people to adopt kittens after the new year, so we find ourselves in this situation often. But yeah, still plenty of cats and kittens for adoption, and rabbits as well at the moment. We've got about 6, which is getting up there for us, and some really beautiful ones. So still plenty of animals for adoption, indeed.
Right, okay, so if someone wants a rabbit, can they get the cages here as well?
We probably have a few odd hutches that we could perhaps look at selling secondhand, but we don't have any brand new hutches per se. Yeah, pet shops, Buy, Sell, Swap and Trade Me are really good venues to check it out. Speck's making a bit of noise.
He's
saying adopt me. Yeah.
Keep him away from the rabbits.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Summer, thanks very much, and best of luck. I hope people get to start adopting.
Yes, thank you very much. Me too. Yes, absolutely.
New Zealand's top destinations have been revealed. Nelson has been rated number 4 in a poll naming the 10 top destinations to experience, following a Trans-Tasman consumer poll conducted by leading travel experience provider Experience Oz and New Zealand. More than 2,000 votes were cast by both New Zealand and Australian consumers, which saw the local vote pushing Taranaki over the line to take out the top spot. The website said that the outdoor lifestyle is prevalent in the Nelson region, as the sunshine provides plenty of reasons to get out and do stuff. The range of activities to take part in is as diverse as the landscape itself, ranging from the high octane to the more laid back. That national parks are all well within reach of the city of Nelson itself, with each emphasising a slightly different aspect of the region's landscape. The Able Tasman National Park provides a coastal touch while being home to one of New Zealand's great walks. After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Discover the Belgrove Tavern just 20 minutes south of Richmond on State Highway 6 for meals, functions, weddings, barbecues and garden bar with lots of room for kids. Come and see us.
Oh, to be healthy.
Lifestyle, diet and exercise, complemented with quality supplements, can provide you the insurance vital for your natural health and well-being. With over 10 years professional experience making some of New Zealand's most trusted nutritional supplement brands, visit the O to Be Healthy factory outlet in Wakatu Industrial Estate. Over 200 supplements to choose from, free on-site parking, no middleman.
Oh, to be healthy. caring for you naturally.
And the Nelson Diabetes Support Group will meet on Friday the 28th of March from 1:30 to 3 p.m. at Ernest Rutherford Retirement Village, 49 Convent Drive in Stoke. Speaker, gold coin donation, phone Joan on 548 6263. And every Sunday there's an art market on at the Refinery Art Space at 3 Halifax Street in Nelson, and that's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thanks for joining us. We'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
Hi, Gus Bewlands of Gustav's Clothing for Men on Trafalgar Street. I'd like to invite all the people of Nelson, Tasman and international and local visitors to come and check out our brand new refurbished store, which is now chock full of the latest international and New Zealand brands. From France, Lacoste; from the UK, Ben Sherman; RM Williams; from Sweden, Gant; from the US, Calvin Klein jeans; and from New Zealand, Rembrandt suits, jackets and trousers; Cutler, Berlin and snowy fine merino knitwear. So come on into Gustav's on Trafalgar Street and we'll look after you.
Oh, to be healthy.
Lifestyle, diet and exercise, complemented with quality supplements, can provide you the insurance vital for your natural health and well-being. With over 10 years professional experience making some of New Zealand's most trusted nutritional supplement brands, visit the O to Be Healthy factory outlet in Wakatu Industrial Estate. Over 200 supplements to choose from, free on-site parking, no middleman.
Oh, to be healthy. Caring for you naturally.
The majority of information in our life comes to us through our vision. With only one set of eyes to last our lifetime, it's important that you look after them. For over 20 years, Physique Harrington Eye Care has led the way in providing the Nelson Tasman region with professional eye care. Our team are committed to providing you and your family with the highest standard of eye care. As part of this commitment, at Physique Harrington Eye Care, we recommend Crizal lenses. Crizal is a revolutionary lens which repels dust and fingerprints. This means it's easier to clean and stays cleaner longer. Visit us at our Nelson, Richmond practices and ask about our Crizal satisfaction guarantee.
Well, the way Freeview is set up is that people should try and receive UHF Freeview first. Satellite should really only be a fallback option if you live in a country or out in the country, or you live in an area that's maybe shielded from the transmitter. If you go terrestrial, you've got the advantage that you get the mainland channels as well. So that's plus, there's an extra 8 channels there, plus 2 radio channels. So.
If you need help tuning into the digital TV channels, please give us a call. Nelson TV and Video Services, 41 Halifax Street, Millers Acre Car Park.
If you have a complaint about any program on Mainland TV, you can write to Mainland Broadcasting, Box 595 Nelson, or contact the Broadcasting Standards Authority.